The question hangs like smoke after a wildfire. Are you asking me for forgiveness? Suddenly, the room fills with the smell of scorched pages. The crackle of old promises turned to ash. I imagine your words not as plain text, but as a landscape. A desert where the winds carve traces of sandstone, each furrow a testament to erosion. You built a city here once, didn't you? Towers of trust, bridges of shared silence, gardens where your feelings flourished wild and unprotected. But then came the harsh, rhythmic dance over what was already a grave of my feelings. You turned my tenderness into a stage, my grief into a spectacle, so that your shadow would still dominate me. A flicker on the edge of your vision. Don't apologize, for you speak to no one who remembers you. Do you want me to talk about the tears that left marks on my face? They're not tears, but rivers that reshaped your reality. Cartographers can map the valleys they carve. Valleys where our laughter once echoed, now silent, except for the howl of a heart learning its own cavities. Now that I have fallen into a rude old age, that fragile fatigue is not weakness, but the armor of someone who has dragged his bones through a lifetime of fractures. To move forward, when I tore the pages of your memories from the book of my life, I was not just tearing memories, I was repairing the wall of life. And every page I tore was a stitching, a removal of the rot you had left inside me. These soldiers of my thoughts, these disciplined, unyielding guardians, have marched beyond the borders of your existence, not to conquer, but to banish you from my being, to draw a line in the sand and say you are no more. And what will remain inside me now is a clean field, a place where the seeds of new love will sprout, untainted by the ghosts of what once choked the soil of my land. To forgive in the wake of this scorched earth is not a business transaction. It is not a coin to be placed in the palm of your hand or a hymn to be sung for the absolution of your sins. It is a choice, yes, but a choice that belongs only to the sovereign realm of your soul. You have become both sculptor and sculpture, carving a self out of the rubble. Let them ask, let them kneel, let them whisper their remorse into the indifferent wind. Your answer or non-answer is not a judgment, but a decision of mine and mine alone. There is a quiet majesty in the way I wear my scars now, not as wounds you left on my body, but as hieroglyphs, a language that only the brave can decipher. You wrote your story in storm clouds and salt water, in ink and fire, and somewhere in the margins, between the lines of anger and devastation, I glimpse it, a flicker of light, perhaps not forgiveness, but something more ferocious. A dawn that does not beg for night's permission to shine. So, let the question hang. Some silences are answers, some survivors do not need inscriptions. I have already built a cathedral out of the rubble, a sanctuary, where forgiveness, if it ever comes, will come to its knees.